When you are streaming, a good audio interface is a great tool. And if you're using an XLR microphone, it's a must-have for everyone. Today we are talking about the Fifine AmpliGame SC8, which is a cheaper alternative to like Go XLR, Elgato Waves, and Focusrite, and many more of these XLR audio interfaces. My disclaimer before I start this video is that I've got these two sent over from Fifine, and this one I've purchased myself, the one from Wave. And I also have the Focusrite Scarlet 2i2 XLR input thing. I can't really show it because I'm using it on this microphone right now. So I actually went out and purchased this Wave XLR. I purchased this for myself because I thought it was better than my Focusrite, but I realized there is some problem with this one. Before I talk about the other Fifine ones, let's talk about why I would never recommend this one. I know that there is a lot of love out there for the software that follows along with this, the Elgato Wave Link software. The main reason why I don't like it is actually this dial on the front. The dial somehow does not remember where you set it. You don't want to adjust it every time you are using it. My Focusrite Scarlet is underneath my table over here so that I don't touch it. I set it and then I do not touch it ever. This thing right here, I think it's digital or something, because every time I set and adjusted it into my Wavelink software and adjusted this, how much the volume was, every time I rebooted my computer, it was gone. So I don't know if that's something that I did wrong. I couldn't get this to work at all. And I also don't like the idea that you can just adjust your volume right here. I don't get why this is a thing at all. It should actually just be something that you set and forget. If you want to adjust something on your audio interface, it makes much more sense that you have these like lines, so you could put in like a little sticker saying that line number 11 or something is where you want it to be. So that makes much more sense. Now, none of these are free from also having this problem. Now, the AmpliGame here at least has like a clicky thing where you put it in the middle here. You can accidentally bump them, but if you put this to one setting that you like, it will remember it for the next time. Other than that, I could never really dial in the EQ and compression in the Elgato Wave software, but the Fifine really just worked. So one of the reasons my son has been begging me for one of these audio interfaces is, of course, that he wants a voice changer functionality. As far as I know, this can be done with software on this one, but these two Fifine, there is an actual button to enable voice changer, and that's super fun for a 10-year-old. He likes that feature. Otherwise, I don't really know why he wants an audio interface, but he has seen that he need that in YouTube videos, so I don't know where he get that from, but yeah, maybe you shouldn't trust everything a YouTuber say. And he uses it together with the Fifine USB/XLR microphone called the AM8. The Fifine AM8 was really the product, I think, like that put Fifine on the map, like in our heads, in my opinion. It is really a cheaper alternative microphone to all of the other big brands, a very much cheaper alternative. The Fifine SC8 comes with a vast feature set. One of the few great things about this is that it outperforms its predecessor and many much more expensive alternatives by offering live EQ via the Fifine Genie software. This is something that I personally severely lack in my Focusrite 2i2 Scarlet 3rd Gen. And one thing that I use my Focusrite for is also to power my speakers via the balanced audio out. One really great thing that I will say about this Fifine Mixing Genie software here is that you don't have to log in to use it. I'm just going to show you the basics of the software 1 second here, because I don't have the Fifine microphone on this computer, but in here you can put on in the EQ, which is super nice, and you can control the lights for the RGB on the mixer, and in here you can mix the different kind of audio input sources, and in here you can set the patterns on the microphone. There are some EQ presets. You can see all of the things, the noise reduction and etc. All of the things that's with this Genie software here. The EQ here does only work if you have the SC8 and not the SC3. There is one thing to be said about Fifine. Like, as I said in an earlier video comparing this microphone to the $50 microphone from Fifine, the build quality is not like a $400 microphone. And with this, compared to the Elgato that has no features, everything here is in software, there is something to be said about build quality. I don't know if you can hear it. There is something in this that's loose. That could be due to shipping or something else. I don't know. Everything works fine with this one. So I don't know what's loose here inside. It sounds like a screw or something. So maybe if I purchased this, I would have asked them to send me a new one or something. Now, my son doesn't really need an interface because that AM8 microphone also works via USB-C, but he really just wanted like a voice changer. He's 10 years old, so he just wanted to, when he are gaming with his other friends on Discord, he really wants that part. We have done some recording, some faceless content creation also, and he is using a microphone when he is speaking over the gameplay. The microphone is fine without this interface, but it's a great addition. Besides the voice changing feature, there are some benefits of him having this. We set up the system with a slight bit of EQ, just makes it just a little bit better, because sometimes he's far away, sometimes he's closer to the microphone, and now he knows just one button to mute his friends when they are screaming in game, because trust me, kids that age will be screaming when they're gaming. Both the SC8 and the SC3 comes with a mic gain, so that you don't really need a cloud lifter or a Triton Fathead like the one I have here on mine. I don't know if that's just as clean as this gain I have right here. At least did something to get started, and it's a much cheaper option. This one alone costs just as much as the audio interface from Fifine. Both the SC8 and the SC3 comes with 48 volts of phantom power if that's something your microphone needs, and they both comes with the voice changing feature if that's what you're out for. Then you can really just opt for the cheaper one. There are some key features that I like in the SC8, and that's mainly the live EQ. Something that I really am missing. I do personally use my live EQ right here when I'm recording into OBS, because I don't want to make all of my adjustments afterwards when I'm recording. I do like to have it baked in, but when I'm then using my microphone here for Zoom calls or something else, then all of these settings will not be here. This is how my microphone sounds without all of my compression and all of my filters. So the SC3 is $49 and the SC8 is $79. I think they're both a good deal. Then maybe if you have a USB-C microphone, you don't really need them, but it's something that will get you started and get you up to if you want an XLR microphone. I actually do like the old one with the dial up and down like this. I feel like it's easier to control. There's one tiny bit extra thing. So if you have a USB-C microphone, then you tend to be able to hear, at least that's what I think, when you touch the microphone. If you are very touchy and moving with your microphone, at least that's what I think, and I noticed that you can hear that easier through the USB-C, but when you have an XLR input, it's just like it's a much cleaner signal. That's my opinion. Personally, I think then $79 is a better value if you want and need an XLR interface. You might as well get the one with the live EQ. I have a video testing the microphone my son is using. It's right here if you want to see more. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Bye.